Solving systems of equations was the first unit we did semester 2. We used three methods: by graphing, by substitution, and by elimination. By graphing, we had to draw a line. So I'm going to draw this line. Make sure it's in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, or where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, so the first line is, let's see, my b is -2. My slope is 2/3. See, so it crosses my y-axis at -2. And it has a slope of up 2, to the right 3. Or we can use -2 over -3. So I can get 3 points, down 2 to the left 3. And I need a straight edge. If you want a ruler, come up and get one. Okay, so I'm going to draw a straight line. And then I have to graph the other one. See, my B is 4. My M, or slope, is 8/3. So it crosses at 4. I have to use -8 over -3 because it won't fit on the graph. Yep. Sure. You can have it. You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the left 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, look at that. They intersect at that point. They intersect at exactly 1 point. Now, how many different answers can I have? They can intersect at exactly 1 point, or they can be parallel lines and they don't intersect at all, or they could be the same line where they could have infinitely many solutions, right? What's the question? No, it's left 3 because I'm using this one. See, left 3, the minus sign. This would be right 3, this is left 3. What? This is positive, this is negative. Positive, you go to the right. Negative, you go to the left. Oh, you mean use this one? Because it'd be way off the graph. This one, from this intercept point of 4, this one I can keep on the graph. I mean, you could, but it would. No. Okay, so this intersects, so the solution is, let's see, -1, -2, -3 is my x. -1, -2, -3, -4 is my y. Okay, number 3. Okay, the first one, my b is -4. My slope, -3 or -3/1. So it intersects the y-axis at -4. Now I could either put that with the 3 or I can put it with the 1, the negative sign. I'm going to put it with the 1. So I'm going to go up 3 to the left 1. Up 3 to the left 1. Draw your line. Second equation. See, my b is 1. My m is 2/1 or -2/-1. There's my 1. I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left. Down 2 to the left. Again, this one's going to cross at intersect at exactly 1 point. So the solution to this system is -1, -1. You got a Friday. Okay, number 5. It says solve by substitution. Now the key here, substitution, is to make sure one of the equations is solve for a variable. Okay, and in that case, we do have one of them solve for a variable, the y is. Okay, so we take what the y is equal to, which is 4x minus 1, and we substitute it in where the y is here. Okay, everything else stays the same. 8x plus 5, put parentheses where you're going to substitute, equals -5. And we're going to substitute in 4x minus 1. Now we're going to solve. Solve for x. 8x. I have to distribute 5 times 4x is 20x. Guys, turn that down. 5 times -1, -5. Combine like terms. 8x plus 20x is 28x. We're going to add 5 to both sides. I get 28x. Well, they don't cancel out. They add up to 0. Okay. Divide both sides by 28. Now, you can divide 0 by a number, but I can't have 0 in the denominator. 0 divided by 28 is 0. So I know my x is 0. So we have a point here that they're going to intersect at. Now, I'm going to go back and pick an equation. And I'm going to pick the top one. Y equals 4x minus 1. I know what x is. X is 0. So I'm just going to substitute it in. So this is 0 minus 1. So y is going to equal negative 1. So here's my answer. 0, negative 1. Questions? Okay, let's keep going. Let's do an elimination one. Okay, number 7, elimination is adding the two equations together. Now, the whole idea here is to eliminate one of the variables when we add these together. Is that going to happen here? No. However, we're really close on actually both of them. But it would be easier to do the x just because it's a smaller number. We don't have to multiply both equations. So before I add them together, I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 2. So I get 2x minus, I'm distributing the 2. 2x minus 16y equals 2 times 6 is 12. And I'm just going to copy the first equation down. So I get negative 2x plus 7y equals 6. Now I can add them together. And my x's are going to eliminate or add up to 0. Negative 16y plus 7 gives me negative 9y. 12 plus 6 is 18. Divide by negative 9. And my y equals negative 2. Okay, go back and pick one. I'm going to pick the original bottom one. So I have x minus 8y equals 6. We know what y is, negative 2. So I'm going to substitute in negative 2. Gentlemen, take a seat, relax, turn that down. Don't start now. Plus 16 equals 6. Gonna subtract 16 from both sides. So my x is gonna equal negative 10. So my answer, x is negative 10. My y is negative 2. you can do 8. I would multiply the bottom one by, I'll tell you what to multiply by. I would multiply the bottom one by -8. It will eliminate your y's. Earlier in the year, I gave you this chart. There's extra copies over by your homework where you're supposed to pick up your homework. You will have these formulas on a formula sheet for the final. Okay, these are different properties of exponents. We have the product rule, same base, add the exponents. Quotient rule, same base, we're dividing, subtract the exponents. We have a power raised to a power, multiply the exponents. We have different bases raised to a power. You multiply each base by the exponent, yes. Anything raised to a negative power is 1 over that power, and you change it to positive. And also, if you have 1 over a negative exponent, then you flip the fraction just like you did up here. And of course, anything raised to the 0 power is 1. All right, so let's do some of these. Number 9, we're multiplying 2 powers together. Now the x, don't forget there's multiplication between the 4 and the x to the 4th. That's a coefficient. Now these are the same base. We can add these exponents. Nothing I can do with that 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Number 11, yeah, same base, add the exponents. Okay. All right, I'm going to separate these. I got -1, that negative sign is just a -1. Y times x to the 4th times 2 times y. Now I'm going to multiply my numbers together. -1 times 2 is -2. Nothing I can do with my x's. So I have x to the 4th. I only have the 1 x. Now remember, if there's not, hey, watch the language. If I don't have an exponent there, it's 1. So y, same bases, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, next one. Again, if I don't have an exponent there, it's 1. So it's -2 to the 1st, k to the 1st, h to the 2nd. I'm going to distribute that 4 over the parentheses. So I get -2. Now put parentheses around that -2. Raised to the 4th times j to the 1 times 4 is a 4. And h squared, 2 times 4 is 8. Now, if you want to multiply that out, go ahead, put it in your calculator. Make sure you use parentheses, and you're going to get 16. You don't have to, though. Oh, that's 8. Either one of these is going to be okay. But then again, you have to know that -2 to the 4th multiplies to 16, because if it's multiple choice, which I think yours is, you got to know. It depends on what the choices are for your answer. I think you have 2 parts. One's written choice. All right, number 15. I've had students draw pictures, numbers. Yeah. A lot of fun stuff with that multiple choice thing. Okay, let's see. M to the 4 times 3 is M to the 12. N to the 3 times 3 is N to the 9th times 2 times M to the 4th times N cubed. Let's see, M to the 12 plus 4. Well, actually, I'm going to put the 2 first. M to the 12 plus 4 is M to the 16. N to the N plus 3 is 12. Okay, next one, 17. Let's see, I have -5. Same base, so I'm going to subtract because it's division. So I got b to the 7 minus 4. So I have -5, b to the 3rd. Watch the language. All right, number 19. We're going to end up with a fraction here anyway, so I'm going to, actually, this is a fraction too, it's over 1. Okay, I have a 5 over 1, so I'm going to leave the 5 here. I've got an x cubed up here. I've got no x's down here, so that's just going to stay where it's at. There's a -1 down here, so I'm going to put that there. And I have y to the 7 minus 6. Y to the 7 minus 6 is y to the 1. Since my higher exponent is on top, I'm going to leave my y to the 1 on top. So there's my answer. You could simplify it as -5x cubed y to the 1st. Either one is correct. Watch your multiple choice answers. Realize these are the same answers. Yes. And the last one. Let's see, we're multiplying. So I'm going to group them together. 8 times 4 times b to the -4 times b to the -3. Okay, 8 times 4, 32. B to the -4 plus -3 is b to the -7. Remember, we cannot leave our answers as negative exponents ever. So we're going to have to put that, think of this as over 1. So we're going to have to put that b to the 7 in the denominator and change it to a positive. So I have 32 over b to the positive 7. There's my answer. So for the first day 1 of notes, you're going to do 1 through 22 evens, 2 through 22 evens. ¿Comprendes? Let's see, problem 2 through 22 evens.